Hey everybody, this is part 3 of a month-long Ben 10-a-thon series, so if you haven't seen the previous 2 parts, click the links here and check them out. Otherwise, just keep watching. Aliens. Yeah, I have your Omnitrix here, and yeah, it doesn't work. So, I don't know. I'd like to return it if possible. I have a receipt. I don't know if you can see it. It's dated just about 2 weeks ago. You know, so ta-da. Something, anything. I really don't want it anymore. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to return your Omnitrix, aliens. You see it? It's pretty bright over here.
2 hours later.
What the fuck am I gonna do with this thing? Hey everybody, Saul here. I have only one rule here. If it's animated, I'll comment on it. And, well, here I am, outside, having once again attempted to contact the aliens who made this goddamn Omnitrix. And, you know, I tried yelling at the sky like that Book of Infinite Knowledge suggested, and, well, now I'm just waiting for their response. You know, I would fly up there using one of the many aliens inside the Omnitrix that can fly, but you know, it doesn't fucking work. Okay, so, while I'm waiting for the aliens to contact me back, I want to take a look at this series, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, because I don't just want to sit here gawking at the sky while I'm waiting for them. And what do you know, it's time for a look into Saul's history book here. Now, like Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien's history is extremely similar to the original Ben 10 series, so it's not going to take too long to go through the series history. Alright. So Ben 10 Ultimate Alien was the third installment in the Ben 10 franchise, and it was created, again, by Man of Action and produced by Cartoon Network Studios. The series aired on Cartoon Network from 2010 to 2012, and it had a total of 2 seasons consisting of 52 22-minute episodes. I like it when school is short. Alrighty then, well, now that that's all out of the way, I can actually kill some time while we wait for the aliens to come down here, so let's take a good look at Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. It's gonna be fun, I know. Ultimate Alien's plot kicks off 1 year after the events of Ben 10 Alien Force, only this time around, Ben's secret identity is revealed to the world and he becomes an instant celebrity. While some people view Ben as a menace, he's mostly seen as a celebrity and he sure has a field day with that. On the other side of that, there's a villainous man named Agregor going around kidnapping a group of 5 different aliens to use in a plot to conquer the universe and blah 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 blah. So yeah, the universe is still in peril every other Tuesday, and Ben and the gang always save the day. Getting pretty old at this point, right? Well, for the majority of the time, yes, absolutely. But every so often, the story strays from its formula to bring something engaging to the table, and while I wouldn't call it a breath of fresh air exactly, it's definitely a breath of, well, less stale air. Lum-de-tum, just, waiting for the aliens. Yeah, waiting for the aliens. Still waiting, huh? Well, you know, let's take a look at the characters while we're at it. Once again, Ben Tennyson is back as the hero of the Earth, but this time around he's not wearing the Omnitrix as it was destroyed at the end of the last series, but a new and improved machine called the Ultimatrix, which allows Ben to not only transform into all his original aliens, but also evolve some of his current aliens into Ultimate Aliens, which vastly improves all their skills. And you know what that means? Big bad guy plus not working strategy equals go ultimate alien, then win battle. You could write a thesis on how formulaic everything becomes. In terms of Ben's character, in this series, he's sort of like a hideous mashup between his original 10-year-old self and his older, more mature self. And what gets birthed from that is just a douchey son of a cock who is just like the character equivalent of 3-day-old vaginal discharge. Now, that's fucking gross, sorry about that. And again, yeah, Ben still always saves the day, but who wants the saver to be such a bitch? When he was 10 years old, his obnoxious attitude made more sense, but for God's sake, Ben is 16 years old in this series. I get it, he saved the universe, but still would be nice if he showed a little humility. Gwen is back too, and so is Kevin as part of the Alien Alliance.
I just made that up, that's not actually what they call themselves.
And they're basically the same as they were in the previous series, so there's not a whole lot more to say about them. Still don't care for Gwen, still like Kevin more than anyone else. One thing I will say is that Kevin is quite a bit funnier this time around. He garners more than a few genuine guffaws, and can bring about a smile nearly every time he's on screen. Grandpa Max has more of a presence in this series too, and he's always nice to see. Nothing amazing or anything, but I still do kinda enjoy Max's presence, considering he was almost non-existent in the previous series for a majority of the time.
Now, for the villains, I actually have a lot to say here, so let's get right into it. Oh no, don't leave him! No, it's so... oh, the drama of it all.
For the new villains introduced in this series, you've got Agregor, a guy with similar absorption powers to Kevin, who aspires to put together pieces of the map of infinity, which will lead him to the Forge of Creation, and allow him to take control of the universe's most powerful entities, the Celestial Sapiens. There is not a damn thing to say about Agregor. He's literally all action, with no established motivation, no real backstory, no depth, no anything. He's the very definition of a bad guy, and is not interesting or even threatening in the slightest. Later on, a new enemy named Dagon is revealed to be the most powerful entity in the universe, and holy motherfucking goat shit, are you serious? Another villain who only wants power and the destruction and or conquering of the universe? No, just absolutely not. I refuse to say another word about this guy, because there's literally nothing else to say. I would say that the only mildly interesting new villain introduced in this series is a man named Will Harang, a Fox News-esque anchorman who persecutes and insults Ben on the air and deems him a threat to the world. I wouldn't consider Harang a villain per se, but he does act antagonistic to Ben, and he doesn't want to conquer the world or become the most powerful of anything, so hey, I'll take it. Lastly, basically every major villain from the previous two series returns for round 3, but with more focus put towards the Forever Knights and Charmcaster in the second season. But, well, they're all still trying to do exactly what they were doing before, so we'll just skip them over, okay?
Oh, son of a... oh, shit. Shit, no. No, 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 no. Ugh. No, I was on the last level. These aliens took so much time, they drained my whole battery. These aliens had the power to make a machine that manipulates DNA, and yet they can't get back to a person to check their fucking voicemail or something like that. Alright, well, anyway, let's take some time to look at the good things in this series too, because I got nothing but time. Now, I know I've been kind of harping on about how samey everything is in this series compared to Ben 10 Alien Force, but you know, to be honest, there are a few key differences in this series that do make it take a turn for the better.
For starters, this series brings back something that was sorely missing from Alien Force, and that's the comedy. After seeing how horrendously bad Alien Force handled its darker and more mature plotlines, I was actually begging for comedy at this point, and my wish was sort of granted. I'll admit, it's quite funny at times. Kevin is the biggest supplier of the chuckles, and it just makes his character all the more fun to watch. Plus, when this series gets dark, it actually gets dark. If there's one thing that all of the Ben 10 iterations lack, it's consequence. As in, nothing any of the villains do have any kind of permanent effect on Ben, the others, the world, or the universe. But every so often, a plotline emerges that, while not exactly captivating, does get a lot more tense than you'd expect. Obviously, it all turns out fine in the end, like always, but the ride up to it is fun at least. One thing that this series starts to do, too, is point out the stupid things that Alien Force did. I'm not sure if this should fall under the category of the good, because most of the time it's pretty awkward, but I do think it's pretty funny to have a series that took itself so seriously there for a while poke a little fun at itself.
And that about does it for the good things in this series. Keep in mind that everything that made Ben 10 Alien Force good is back in this series, like the characters and the alien designs, so that helps a bit, raising its quality and everything. With that being said, let's take a dip into the shit with a look at the bad.
Okay, you fucking aliens, I'm not screwing around anymore. Get your asses down here or I will start shooting. I fucking mean it, you extraterrestrial assholes. Now let's get into the bad stuff, shall we? I still have absolutely zero interest in anything going on because this is still a brick wall series and nothing happens to change that, especially with the inclusion of the Ultimate Aliens. Again, this series has some good ideas, but it does absolutely nothing with them. They just keep rehashing the same perils with the same villains, with the same corny dialogue to the point where you just can't take it anymore. It all just blurs together into a mindless mess of noise and explosions that you just lose any and all minor attachment you feel towards anything happening in this series. And when something does happen to draw you back in, you just know you're going to be disappointed with the outcome. I would compare this series to the experience of eating really, really greasy food. It may taste good while you're eating it, but it quickly leaves you with an empty and a hollow feeling in your gut that can only be satisfied with a healthy dose of something good for you. And of course, Ben still has his annoying habit of yelling out the names of his aliens every time he transforms into one. Unless it's an ultimate alien, then he yells the name of the alien but puts ultimate in front of it. I would laugh, but it's just too embarrassing, honestly. And still, Ben never reacts to his transformations negatively, but I shouldn't be surprised at this point. You didn't do it once, you're not ever gonna do it.
I'm about ready to give up here, you know? These aliens, they didn't respond to stupidity, they didn't respond to direct messages, they didn't even respond to violence. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I just don't think anything is gonna bring them down here. So this is my last-ditch effort here, to attach a letter to a bullet and shoot it into space. I mean, you know, why the hell not, you know? While I'm doing that, let's take a look at my least favorite and my favorite episode from this series. This might take a while. Yeah, least favorite episode in this series, absolutely no thought whatsoever. The grand motherfucker shit has to go to the Wyden and Geyer.
In this episode, Ben and the Scooby Gang go and investigate a missing persons case on the Pacific Garbage Vortex, which is a gigantic landmass in the Pacific Ocean made entirely out of garbage that really actually exists. Which is really depressing, actually. When Ben and the others arrive, quips about the cartoon Captain Planet and the X-Files are made, and a sentient garbage monster shows up to do something. While I don't consider this episode to be quite as stupid as the gold-shitting alien episode from Alien Force, this is still far and away the stupidest episode in this series, and it's truly a cringe-worthy experience.
Now, technically speaking, with my favorite episode, I am kind of cheating because I don't have a favorite episode, I have a favorite episode arc. I mean, all of the episodes lead into each other, so I don't know if you'd consider it cheating exactly, but who cares what you think. Nah, I'm just kidding, I love what you think. But yes, so my favorite episode arc has to go to the episodes numbered 17 through 20 in the first season.
In this episode arc, Kevin absorbs the energy from the Ultimatrix to stop Agregor from taking over the universe, and he sacrifices his sanity to do so. What follows are plots about drug trafficking, broken promises, violence, and a foray into Ben's more serious side, when he makes the decision to murder Kevin for everyone else's safety. All I'll say about this whole concept is just, wow, man. They literally saved everything for this arc, didn't they? It's actually nice to see a threat that Ben has reservations facing for once, plus the dark, intense tone finally feels appropriate. It's also the first time Ben comes across as being an actual force to be reckoned with, instead of a stupid, dumbass kid who got really lucky one summer. These episodes are the definite highlight of the series, and just make me wish there were more of them.
Alright, here goes. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien is... I mean, they tried to bring back what made the original Ben 10 series good while still keeping its darker and more mature tone, but unfortunately when you blend those two things together, it just makes this unfocused, messy, just disgusting mocha of indifference that is just, it honestly makes me wonder why anybody thought this was a good idea. I mean, to to be fair, it's not the worst thing ever, and it's still entertaining at times. But to be honest, like really honest, it's probably not worth my time, your time, or anybody's time. I give Ben 10 Ultimate Alien
2 eyes out of 5.
Well, it's still going. So, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Is it watchable? I would say if you're in the mood to watch something that's just completely bereft of suspense or tension or anything like that, just, you know, shutting off your brain and having a good time, I suppose so. Is it enjoyable? Well, you know, there are aspects of it that are enjoyable and everything like that, and there's smackerels of good episodes here and there, but I'd say in a general sense, the overall experience is not so enjoyable. Is it memorable? Well, I mean, yeah, it is. Or more, I should say it was, because, well, immediately following Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, there was another Ben 10 spawn in the proverbial Ben 10 swamp. But that's a story for another time.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
So, in the end, here I am. I never got a response from the aliens. I guess I'm just gonna be stuck with this thing forever. Just a constant reminder that I'm a failure as a hero. You know, there's nothing really else to do now. I tried everything, so guess I'll just go stare forlornly at a lake or something.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching part 3 of this big Ben 10-a-thon. The final part, part 4, will be up next week, so if you want to check it out, come check back in next Friday. If you want to see more of my videos or the previous 2 Ben 10-a-thon parts, you can click the links playing in the video right now, or you can hit subscribe to follow my channel because that way you get to see more of my stuff, or you can check out the links in the description to see my Twitch channel, Twitter page, and my Facebook fan page. Have an idea for an animated series or movie you want me to comment on? You can leave me a message on any one of my social media platforms, in the YouTube comments, or pretty much just any way that you can relay information to me, and I will consider every suggestion that I get. Alright? Thanks again for watching everybody, and I will see you for part 4, the final part of this big Ben 10-a-thon.